How you doing? How you doing? It's Chris the Method Man. This is my show. Today, guys, we have a special guest, author, former athlete, former coach, Miles McAllister. Bro, it's an honor. It's a blessing. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
So, as being a former athlete, what inspired you to start writing books? Was it just like a pandemic thing that you did in pandemic, or was it like a childhood, um, I guess love?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I feel like I always had a passion for storytelling. Even when I was young, I don't know if you remember reading Rainbow. My mom reminded me. I submitted a book. I went up to because I'm from San Francisco, Oakland, California, Bay Area. We
Yeah.
had an office there. I went in and gave them like a little script I wrote when I was probably like 6 or 7, and I tried to submit it. I never heard anything back. I guess I kind of gave up on my dreams at that time, but I was always an avid, movie watcher, film. I never really read, and yeah, just as life went on, I kind of veered away from that. But life after sports kind of allowed me to like evaluate the things I was passionate about and things I wanted to devote my time to. So I
Mhm.
picked back up writing and just knew that I enjoyed telling stories and kind of just uh, conveying different emotions to people and just the reactions people got from the stories I told. So it's something I'm passionate about, and I know that the type of stories I tell them to people like me who probably didn't have those options growing up, uh, just to kind of expand their world or way of thinking. So to answer your question, I kind of always had it in me, but I had to look within, title of the book, and kind of rediscover that passion.
Okay. So with I guess your new book, Look Within, I was reading the bio and it said it was about a boy who has trouble finding his purpose, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
um just tell me about that, bro. Just like was that like just like a personal experience about yourself, or was it just about any young black kid or even other races who have trouble finding their purpose? Can you explain that to me, bro?
Yeah, so I definitely would say it's a universal thing. And especially over the pandemic, I had some time to reflect. And I think what sparked it for me is there were certain things that I was kind of feeling down on myself that I didn't have the knowledge base. Like I was like, I just turned 30 and I was saying, I don't own a house. I don't, there's certain things I just feel like I'm capable of doing, but I just don't know where to
Yeah.
start. And so maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, I started writing down my goals at the beginning of the year,
Mm.
just through reading and kind of researching successful people and just
Yeah.
taking advice from certain people. And believe it or not, I achieved pretty much every goal I set uh, after writing it down. So with that mindset, just gradually, my goals started getting greater and greater, like what I was trying to go after. And I think I really had a moment when I bought my first house.
Oh, wow.
Looked myself in the mirror and I was like, damn, because I come from poverty, man. Like I never knew. I didn't have these tools. I didn't have these role models. I mean, I had people that I looked up to, but if they don't know and I don't know, who's going to teach, the things that you need to achieve what you want in life?
Yeah.
So, but just being able to write down a goal and being able to bring it to life, to fruition, it was emotion. It was an emotional moment, man. I looked myself in the mirror. I said, "Oh, I'm proud of myself. I was able to say, be and it is. I made it happen."
Yeah.
So just and to know where I started and where I'm at today, I know there's a lot of people still where I was
Mm.
and maybe people further than me, but I think it's universal that it's possible once you identify what you want, there's steps of action to take to achieve it. So I just wanted to connect that to young people, people older than me, that that it's possible.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, like in society, like a lot of some white politicians, it can either be our own race who say,
Hmm.
um, you're a product of your environment. So anything that, like, if you were a part of a gang or something, you're going to end up like that.
Right.
That's more of a personal decision. It it doesn't have to be. the end all be all, man. Like you can be a doctor, you can be a nurse, no matter if you came from that environment. So man, I give you props, man. Just seeing you be that person that be like that's like, oh, I made that. I
Yeah.
I'm from poverty, but I didn't stay in that. I didn't stay in that mindset. So bro, props
Right.
out to you.
So I appreciate that. And just like you said, a product of your environment,
Yeah.
I feel a big part of that is identifying what you want. Because there's a saying, environment will overpower will every time. So you could want it all you want, but that environment is gonna affect you. It's like contagious, like a disease. So
Yeah.
the negativity is gonna overtake you and what you want. So you got to remove yourself from that. And those are part of the steps. I talk about it in the book, but it's important to first identify what you want and make the environment fit that, because it's like a contradiction. You're never going to get there if you stay in that environment.
Mm.
So you got to remove yourself to elevate. So it's deep, man. It's a long conversation to have, but there's steps for sure to achieve whatever you want, no matter what your, circumstances are currently.
It can be I feel like if a lot of people stay in that mindset, that limited mindset,
Hmm.
it's like they'll stay in that situation. They'll be like, "Ah, I'm never going to be rich. I'm never going to achieve my goals that God has put in me."
Right,
It's like I just feel like just if we get out of that mindset, man, we can achieve more. Not just a black person, but a white person too, Asian person too.
it's
If you
universal.
mindset that or that limited mindset, you can achieve those goals that you want to achieve. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't choose where we start, but we can make an active choice of where we're going to end up.
Yeah. That's in anything. Like I guess just like in life, man, you may have made a terrible decision. And we all have. We're not perfect,
Hmm.
but it's how you can not fix that situation, but overcome it, but become better, become a
Right.
better person, you know, by doing something positive in the world.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't mean to get so deep, bro.
No, you're good. It's good. It's a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
So, bro, before we were talking, you said you were an athlete and a coach, man. Like, was it I guess, not a learning experience, but was it like a transition from, I guess, getting out of that athlete mindset to being an author, like mainly focused as an author?
Yeah, I think that coaching kind of gave me that, changed my mindset from being an athlete. It was always kind of it's one dimensional, man. Like you're focusing on, yeah, I don't know, because my path in athletics has been kind of up and down. I got a
Yeah.
mixed relationship. So initially, I was a high school highly touted player. Certain things happened. I had to go to junior college, the JUCO route.
Yeah.
Well, I bounced around a couple of junior colleges, kind of just didn't really have anybody guiding me through the process. Wouldn't use the red shirt years. I just was, I knew I was that guy. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's a lot of politics that go into that.
Yeah.
Um, so just going through that system and not understanding it till after I was done. I knew as a coach, I wanted to be that voice, that guidance for young people to say, you have to weigh your options, make an educated decision. Don't just rush off emotion on how you're going to attack a college career, or if you really want to be in sports at the next level. Because there were certain things, just in hindsight, 2020, that if I handled it differently, uh, potentially I'd have been in a different situation. But eventually, injuries overtook me and forced me to stop playing. But just I didn't have the knowledge. I just was going 100 miles an hour every opportunity. A
Mm.
coach wouldn't play me. I was emotional. Went to the next team, and
Yeah.
so there were certain things that I experienced as just a young person. I feel like that I was taking advantage in certain situations,
Mm.
and I wanted to instill what I learned in that aspect as a coach. So to always, regardless win or lose, it's about the team and the players and their best interests as far as
Yep.
school and their plans after school, just to be a resource to them.
Yep.
So, and just hearing those people's stories, those young men, I coached varsity high school in San
Yep.
Francisco for 2 years. And everybody's life is hard in some way.
Yeah,
You can't quantify pain. Everybody's going through something.
yeah,
Some people, it might be harder, but it's not up to us to say. There could be somebody who's very wealthy, but they're going through internal struggles, suicidal thoughts. So, everybody's going through something.
yeah,
So just to be able to speak to people on that level and try to be just a resource to them kind of led me to adding that message when I'm telling stories. So gradually I came out of my mindset of just competition and focusing on my purpose and helping people. Coaching helped me transition into that.
So do you think as a coach that you like sometimes you had to be pops? Sometimes like if that child didn't have a father, you're like, hey, bro, I'm your dad now. Was
Yeah,
that
I felt more like big bro because I'm still young and I was in it and I realized like a lot of coaches are older and I see why because I was like, damn, I'm still hustling. I'm still
yeah,
trying to make things happen for myself. I don't have all the answers. And some of these kids need those resources. I'm like, damn, I can't really provide it like I see they need it because I'm still young myself.
yeah,
So as best I could. And that's why I kind of had to step back because I was like, if I'm not feeding into myself and
hmm,
being the best version of myself, I won't be available to help people the way I want to.
yeah,
So it's like, I got a car, I can, help you out, get you from A to B. But, I see some people, need dinner, they need other help in other ways.
yeah,
And I'm, a place to stay. At that time I was renting still. So, it'd be dope if I could have invite kids over and we can, just, shoot the shit or do whatever amongst ourselves. And I was like, I need to put myself in a better position to be a better resource of service.
yeah,
So big bro for sure as best I could, but I definitely felt bad because I was like, I want to do more, but I'm just not in a position to
yeah,
to give it my all.
yeah. Well, man, we always like when we get in that I guess, part in life, you know, we do as much as we can to help that child, to help that kid
Right,
going through it, or that buddy who's going through it might have home trouble, or just because you never know what other people are going through, man. And it's just if you can help them just as much as you can, that's enough.
right. Yeah,
Because
cry, man.
yeah, you don't know how much that means to a person. Like that you can take your time off to help them. It means a lot. So
Right.
wherever you did with those kids, man, just that's amazing. you know.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you're 30 now, right?
Yep, 31.
31. Okay. 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 So as you are getting wiser, older, right? Is there any goals as an author that you want to achieve for the future?
So not as much as an author because I kind of was just inspired to write a book, but in screenwriting for sure, my ultimate goal, I want to produce and direct, a major film
Okay.
uh, is a short-term goal of mine. And I just feel that with the quality and the passion I have in it, that it's going to create certain success. But I can't say like there's an award I'm after or anything. But I just I want to be in a space where my work can be seen by the world, by the masses. So
Yeah.
that's a short term goal of mine. I'm constantly writing. The book, I kind of didn't get into writing to be an author, but I was just inspired to share certain stories. And while I'm writing, because it's a long process to get a script out,
Yeah.
just to stay sharp and continue to work on my craft, the books came out of it. So I'm very proud of the work I'm putting out. So whatever accolades or whatever comes with that, I'm sure it's going to come. But I can't say for sure I had a goal in mind when it came to writing.
So your book is also about wealth building, and as a lot of us in the Black and Brown communities, we don't know a lot about financial literacy,
Hmm.
stuff like that. So how is that book? I mean, like, how is that book able to impact other people who don't know about their finances? Whether they might be 80 years old, 90.
Right.
How can we get more people to learn about financial literacy from your book?
And I'm gonna say this: the book. it's it's so I feel like I really struck somewhere with it because it's more about mindset, and I feel like the mind is where it all starts.
Yeah.
Because we can complain and say, well, we don't know, and I wasn't taught this, I wasn't raised here, there. But
Yeah.
once we identify, because it's about goal setting
Yeah.
and just how to prepare yourself to go after whatever it is you want in life,
Yeah.
whatever success looks like to you, whether it's financial or in the podcast world or if it's in sports,
Yeah.
these principles are universal. So for financial literacy, I would say first identify, and man, it's 2022. It's like the
Yeah.
way we're talking now, and we have access to all this. It's really a Google search away, anything you want to know.
Yeah.
So like if you can identify what your financial goals are, then there's a way to get there. And I'm saying asking questions. If somebody's saying something in a language you don't understand,
Look it
take
up.
that and go to the next person. If you truly want it
Yeah.
and you're willing to ask the questions, it's gonna get broken down in a way that it makes sense to you. But you can't stop asking questions. So not taking no for an answer, understanding that there's always a solution to the problem that you have, and just changing your mentality. And
Yeah.
I think that's the key to gaining any success, whether it be financial or otherwise. And that's what the book focuses on.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something about, I guess, the mind, bro. It it's so easy for you, like yourself, to just, or anybody, to talk yourself out of a blessing. It's so easy, bro. Like, you know how they're saying it's like the devil lurks. So it's like wherever you think, it's so easy to believe it.
Right.
And you, when you fixated on that, you have that limited thinking. You're saying you won't accomplish your goals, you know, and then you're gonna believe that.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
it's
think it's
like,
important to write it down for sure.
yeah,
Look at it every day. When you have those visions of doubt, keep looking. That's the goal.
yeah,
And how am I going to troubleshoot to get there? Because there's a way. Other people are doing it. How come you can't do it?
yeah. Because there's in every situation in life, man, you're gonna fall down. You're behind. You're gonna have
Hmm.
bad grades. Your grades gonna be terrible. But then it's like, man, when you focus on that goal and where you want to go,
Yeah.
yeah, your grades may be bad, man, but
Right.
in like
I
whatever,
look at it like this, man. If it was a multiple choice test and the answers are A, B, and C, if you answered C and you know you got it wrong, and they say you can retake the test, okay, then it's a blessing because now I know that's not the answer. And
yeah,
that's how
yeah,
I view my failures. And today it's like my mind has changed, man. Like I embrace failure because it's getting me closer. Like I know what doesn't work.
yeah,
Sometimes it costs me a little bit of money or a little bit of time, but
yeah,
that's the price for the lesson. So it's like, okay, I can take that. And I'm more of a hard head person anyway. So it's a blessing if I can fail early, lose a little bit of money,
yeah,
and take what I learned and apply it to succeeding.
yeah,
So it's like you already knocked out what doesn't work. So if that's still your goal, even after you failed, okay, now you got the knowledge to say this is what doesn't work. So
yeah,
now focus on the solutions. What's going to work?
yeah. Because a lot of times, the only way that you can actually know what success is if you fail.
Yeah.
It has a saying: if a man falls down 20 times, they're going to get up 21 times.
Hmm.
It's just by the way, it's just having that faith and having that perseverance that you're going to reach that goal. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years.
Right.
But if you don't give up, you know, you keep the faith in God, you're going to reach that goal,
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
important you said that too, because the timeline is, I think, is what gets a lot of people like held up is comparison, which is they say
Yeah.
comparison is the thief of joy. So it's like if you're within yourself, if you know what your goal is, you're not focusing or distracted by other people's like successes or
Yeah.
seeming successes, with the internet and people showing off how they're doing. But
Yeah.
it's like time is irrelevant. If you have a goal, you're going to get there in your time.
Yeah.
So it's like people kind of get discouraged. It might take a little longer, but
Yeah.
time's going to pass anyway. Whether you got it in the first year trying or the fifth year trying, if you got there, that was still your goal and
Yeah.
you achieved it. So it's like it's just changing your mindset because we get down on ourselves. Like we want instant gratification.
Mm.
If it didn't happen for me the first try, or if it happened for him but it didn't happen for me, then that's going to affect my mood and how I approach it. But don't worry about anybody else. It's you got to tap in with yourself and just
Yeah,
have that conversation and keep going till you get there.
yeah. Because I feel like that was kind of my problem. I used to compare myself.
Mm,
Then I'm like, wait, I had to ask myself, wait, they don't have my life. They have
exactly.
their life, you know? And I feel like, man, if with this podcast, if if I blow up at 30, so be it. At least I didn't give up. Because
Yeah,
it's so easy for some people to give up, man, on a dream. And I feel like another problem is that some people tell others their dreams.
that's a part of it too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep it with it. Yeah, what they say. Yeah, somebody told me this before, and I swear what you said makes a lot of sense because I didn't really share any of my goals that I achieved that I wrote down. Because they
Yeah.
said once you tell somebody your goal, you already got the gratification. Like someone said, "Oh, that's good. You're doing a podcast. That's what's up." But if you were like grinding in silence,
Yeah.
then it's like people congratulating you for an idea is going to take away from your motivation to actually achieve that goal.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's like between you and yourself, and you got to make that happen first before you bring outside energy
Yeah.
into your goals.
Yes. Because it's so easy for some knuckleheads call that call themselves your friend to
Hmm.
take away your dream. So
Yeah,
if you say that, okay, I have this amazing book about financial literacy, right? And it has good topics, good examples from um, Jeff Bezos, stuff like that. People are so they can people can manipulate you so easy and take away your dream.
right.
Telling them,
Throw
and
some negative, some doubt in there.
they take advantage of that,
Yeah,
and then that's theirs, and they actually get it, I guess labeled by the state that that's theirs. So it's like I'm gonna have to work. I only tell a few people that I got a podcast, but a lot of people know. But if you tell everybody, just every person, somebody's gonna take advantage of that.
yeah, man. You're perfecting your craft right now. It's going to get
Yeah,
there. Just got to work in silence. I mean, not even working in silence, but if you're working on being the best podcast you can be and learning and growing it organically, it's going
yeah,
to get, you ain't got to broadcast it to, because we only know a handful of people. We're a damn period in terms of the world and,
yeah,
and people you're going to reach.
yeah,
So it's like, it's kind of irrelevant. That circle that you're telling, it's, I mean, it's good to have support from the people you know and loved ones and all that, but it's really you building your brand right now.
yeah,
Be the best version of yourself and impact in a positive way like you're trying to do, and that's going to reach the people it needs to reach eventually.
yeah. Because I feel like you can't tell everybody your dream.
Yeah,
Because people are just so hot headed, and they'll take advantage of it if you don't.
right. And if they're not working towards their goals, they're going to feel some kind of way, and it's going to affect your energy because they not doing nothing with their lives, or you know
Yeah,
how the people are. You know, it's
yeah. Because I mean,
a lot out there.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Like, I know you're gonna have bad days, but don't put that energy on me. You
no,
know, if you have to punch a wall or just go work out if you're mad, don't. That's the problem with some people. They put their bad energy and their anger on you when you can be taking that out on a punching bag. So it's like I try to be as positive as I can be. I know that every day that I go through is not going to be a good day, but I put on a smile anyways.
hmm
You know, and I feel like if a lot of people will realize in this world that everybody's going to make mistakes, everybody's human, right? The world will be a much better place.
For sure. Focus on self and being the best version. That's another message I have. I think it's in my bio, but just be, if everybody was being focusing on being the best version of themselves, the world would look a lot different.
Yeah,
Because yeah, you wouldn't have time to hate or bring negativity because you focus on self development.
yeah,
And if we're all being our best selves, we can collaborate as
yeah,
those people, and it would make a lot more sense. So it's just getting to that point.
yeah.
Uh, But yeah, man, if you on that path, and it's going to attract other people who are on a similar path or mindset, and surround yourself with them, and try to stay away from the negative energy as much as possible. Even if it's
Yeah,
family and friends, there's times and places to still be with them, but not
yeah,
while you're going after your goal. If it's negative, you want to keep it out of the rotation.
yeah, man. Because whatever I do, man, I just want others to see God in me. You know, I want other people to see positivity in me
Yeah,
because I want them to know that if I went through a situation, a dark situation, if a person has suicidal thoughts or something, I want them to know that, hey, I went through that, but I didn't stay in that. God got me out of that. So I want with this podcast, I want to be remembered as a positive dude, you know, who just did the right thing,
yes, sir.
who made mistakes, but who improved himself as a person each day. So
That's what it's about, man. I'm glad you got wind of the book, because I feel like it'll resonate for sure
yeah,
with you and people of your mindset for sure.
yeah. So this question, how you want to be, I guess, be remembered, you know, as
Mm,
a screenwriter and as a person.
I want to be remembered. I think for me, most importantly, because how I see life, it's not all black and white.
Yeah,
I don't think it's. I mean, there's good and evil in everything and everybody. So for me, I'm not trying to live to a standard that isn't me. But
yeah,
people who know me, I think, just to know my intentions, I want to be a source of strength to my family, a reliable person, someone who always meant to help others,
yeah,
and not a taker. I want to be somebody who gave more than he ever took. And I
yeah,
just need to be remembered for that, and through my work creatively. Uh, yeah, because I mean, I've been faced with a lot of adversity to the point where I feel like just life is a blessing. So
yeah,
whether I'm gone, in the short term, or if I live a long life, I just want to be impactful in the moments that I'm here. And
yeah,
any work that I put out, I put a lot of pride into it. I just want to be remembered for whether you agree with my messages or not, that you just respect, that I was someone of integrity and stood on something,
yeah,
and never wavered on my morals and principles. And yeah, just to be a solid individual. That's what I most want to be remembered for.
yeah, man. Man, that was moving.
I
You know?
appreciate,
Yeah, man, because I feel like we need more people like you in this world, man. And to realize, I feel like in this society, man, like a lot of people don't realize that they're human too. We sin every day, but I feel like a lot of people judge other people when you should be looking at yourself,
right.
right? So, like for instance, with the Will Smith Chris Rock slap, you know,
Yeah,
do I think that Will should have slapped Chris Rock in that moment? No, but you never know what that person can be going through. You
right.
know what their day to day life is. So honestly, you gotta instead of judging the person, realize and look at yourself in the mirror that we're all sinners and we're not perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes.
Yeah,
We're all gonna,
people talk to me about that. I kind of feel, and I hate to like straddle the fence, or not give a direct answer, but
it's okay.
it's kind of like cause and effect. Like if somebody reacted a certain way that you wouldn't react to, I can't say they're wrong. I'm saying because that's how they felt. And I'm
Yeah,
like, if it was unprovoked, then like, okay, that's wrong. That's a criminal act. But it's like if a dude says something to you, and just whatever, because we don't know what's going through his mind,
yeah,
but he
yeah, yeah,
reacted a certain way. I mean, Chris Rock could have chose to defend himself also. If they got into a fight over, it was a dispute. I'm
yeah,
like, that's on them. That was the situation.
yeah.
So I kind of don't feel the in a place to answer what's right or wrong. I could say I wouldn't have done that, and
Mm,
if I really took offense because of professionalism and the environment and the look, I could
yeah,
have handled it backstage or something, or been more calculated or respectful of the space and the other people who were there. And But right or wrong, I can't say. But it happened, and Chris did what he did, and Will did what he did, and that's their business. Is
Yeah,
how I look at it.
yeah. Because honestly, I feel like after you make that super idiotic mistake, you can just learn from it. You
Yeah,
know?
sure. I will say that it could have been handled better in terms of I'm sure he feels some remorse for the
Yeah,
how it was handled. He might
yeah,
not feel remorse for he might feel the way he felt, but like you definitely hindsight, you know, you could handle it better.
yeah, man.
Growth, there's always room to grow and learn from things. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because we all make stupid mistakes. I made it. You made it. So
For
it's just like it's a blessing from God, man, where you can just He gives us another day. He gives us another day of life to make it better, to improve itself. So it's like that's a blessing from God, man, just to have another day to make things better and to be a better person. So yeah.
yes, sir.
So bro, man, this interview was just amazing, bro. You're a humble human being, Miles, man. And anytime that you want to come back on the show, bro, I would gladly accept, bro. So yeah, man, I just really appreciate you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me, man. I'm glad I caught you at the beginning, so when you blow up, I can say I was on there. I know him because I feel your energy, man. You're doing good things. Keep going.
I will, man. I won't stop.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'll see you later, man.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one.
All
God
right.
bless.
God bless.
All right.
That was Miles McAllister, author, former coach, former player, humble human being. The sky's the limit for him. I'm Chris the Method Man, Knuckleheads. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all contact me on Instagram, Chris the Method Man. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll see you later. Peace.